Global warming, the greatest money-making scam ever. Intro. Cue dramatic music. In today's world, the term global warming is everywhere. From mainstream media to school curriculums, from corporate boardrooms to government agendas, the message is clear: our planet is on the brink of disaster. But what if I told you that global warming isn't what they say it is? What if, behind the curtain of climate alarmism, there's a much bigger story, one that's less about saving the Earth and more about making billions? Today, we're going to expose the truth behind the global warming industry, the scam that's making someone a whole lot of money. 1. The global warming industry, a billion-dollar business. Let's start with the basics. Industries are profiting from global warming hysteria. Think about it, every time a news outlet talks about melting glaciers or rising sea levels, what happens? Doomsday documentaries rake in millions, environmental charities collect billions in donations, and governments rush to pour money into green energy projects. The global warming narrative has turned into a multi-billion-dollar industry that benefits from fear and panic. Companies are cashing in on the idea that the Earth is dying, and what do you get when you tell people that their world is crumbling? Massive demand for solutions. And who has those solutions? You guessed it. The same corporations and organizations that are profiting from the crisis. 2. Carbon credits, the hidden cash cow. One of the most controversial and profitable components of the climate change narrative is the carbon credit market. Essentially, businesses are given credits based on how much carbon they emit. If they exceed their limits, they have to buy credits from other companies that have managed to lower their emissions. Sounds good, right? It's all about saving the planet, after all. But here's the twist: these carbon credits are traded like stocks, and the prices are controlled by a small group of entities. You can see where this is going. By inflating the urgency of climate change, a handful of people are raking in billions through this financial market. The more panic they stir, the higher the carbon credit prices go. It's capitalism at its finest, creating a problem and selling the solution. 3. The green energy gold rush. Let's talk about green energy. Wind farms, solar panels, electric cars. The green energy sector is the modern-day gold rush, and it's not about saving the planet. It's about saving profits. The government hands out subsidies for wind and solar farms, which look great on paper but don't always deliver the promised results. Yet, companies making these eco-friendly products are rolling in money, thanks to taxpayer-funded incentives and greenwashing campaigns. Take electric vehicles, for example. They're marketed as the future of sustainable transportation. But do we ever talk about the environmental costs of manufacturing lithium batteries? Or the fact that electric grids aren't equipped to handle the widespread shift to EVs? No, because that might hurt the narrative. Instead, companies profit off inflated claims of zero emissions while continuing to push the narrative that fossil fuels are evil. But in reality, the infrastructure and the hidden costs are far from ideal. 4. The politicians and NGOs cashing in. Have you ever wondered why politicians and NGOs, non-governmental organizations, are so focused on global warming? Is it really about saving the Earth, or is it about securing funding and re-election? The truth is that many politicians are financially incentivized to push the global warming agenda. Large grants from international organizations, green energy lobbying groups, and global climate conferences all contribute to the financial support of political careers. Non-profits are no different. They raise millions by claiming to fight the effects of climate change, yet a significant portion of that money goes into overhead, salaries, and lavish conferences rather than actual environmental work. The so-called activist organizations are part of the problem, not the solution. They thrive off donations by selling the idea that the world is coming to an end, while offering little in the way of real, substantive change. 5. The real consequences. A misinformed public. At the heart of this scam is the manipulation of the public. People are told the planet is doomed, but in reality, many of the so-called global warming effects are either exaggerated or downright fabricated. Look at the claimed rise in global temperatures. Yes, they've been warming, but is it as catastrophic as we're told? Is there even a consensus among scientists about the causes? And more importantly, who benefits from perpetuating the panic? The real tragedy is that when the public is fed a steady diet of fear, it creates a situation where the truth becomes secondary to the money-making schemes of those involved. While the planet may be facing environmental challenges, the solution is not more panic, more regulation, and more money for the elite. The solution lies in sustainable, practical change, not a manufactured crisis to pad corporate pockets. Conclusion: the next time you hear global warming, ask yourself, who's making money? So, the next time you hear a politician, a celebrity, or a company tell you that global warming is an existential threat, ask yourself, who stands to benefit? Because the truth is, the global warming crisis is just the latest way to turn fear into dollars. And in the end, the people crying the loudest about saving the planet are often the ones who profit the most from its destruction. Remember, it's not about saving the Earth, it's about saving their bottom line.